the great Arnold Palmer invites me to play in this tournament, right? So I play top 10, top 12, something like that. I'm on the big leaderboard and I'm sitting with my cap on in this beautiful player dining facility. And listen, I don't have any success without the failures. If you're not able, Adam, to pick your ass up off the ground, and how many times is the number?
Welcome to the podcast, where we introduce you to incredible humans who share their journeys with the mission to inspire you to harness your own inner tenacity to drive your life and career forward. And now, your host, Adam Posner.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. We're bringing the best and the brightest in the world of business, marketing, and sports and personal growth to help you harness your inner tenacity and drive your career forward. Folks, my guest today is Jay Delsing, and he's someone that has literally lived the dream that most golfers only fantasize about. Jay grew up on the public courses of St. Louis, fell in love with the game early, and that obsession took him all the way to UCLA, where he was a two-time All-American on a full golf scholarship and earned a degree in economics. In '84, Jay earned his PGA Tour card and went on to compete professionally for 25 years, lining up alongside the biggest legends in the game has ever seen. He is now a life member of both the PGA Tour and PGA America, which is basically golf's version of having a lifetime backstage pass. And after hanging up the clubs, Jay made a seamless transition. Whoa, there we go. All my sound effects are going. He made a seamless transition into broadcasting. And today he is a nationally syndicated radio show, Golf with Jay Delsing, airing in over 50 markets, 64 affiliates, has built a loyal, affluent audience that keeps growing. And each week, Jay brings listeners inside the world of golf with pros, coaches, celebrities, business leaders, and philanthropists. And he has a new book out called You Wouldn't Believe Me If I Told You. We're going to unpack that book, his journey, and so much more. Let's get to it. Jay Delsing, welcome to the podcast.
Adam, I'm honored, man. Thanks so much for having me.
I'm excited. We were shooting this shit beforehand here and just talking about golf. And I was saying, like, I am my dad's disappointment when it comes to golf. I made him proud in so many areas of my life, but I know deep down inside, and I know he's listening to this, and I've tried, and I feel like I could get good at it. I just don't have the time. Golf is a time-consuming game. It is the most frustrating game in the world. It is muscle memory, and I get it. So before we get into the golf stuff, Jay, you don't mind me asking, because we need to set up the origin story. What did your parents do for a living?
So my dad played professional baseball. He played 10 years in the big leagues. I see you have your New York hat on. He won the 49 World Series with the New York Yankees as a rookie.
No way.
And we wound up in St. Louis because he got traded in 1950 from the Yankees to the St. Louis Browns.
Wow.
And so that's kind of how we wound up in St. Louis.
Wait a minute. So what position did your dad play?
My dad was a center fielder. You'll love this, Adam. So in 1949, Joe DiMaggio had some virus and he couldn't play at the end of the year. My dad came in and hit 2 home runs and drove in like 8 RBI in the last week of the season to help them overtake the Red Sox.
Fuck the Red Sox. Sorry, pardon me. I'm a Red Sox fan. I like that.
Yeah.
But actually, screw the Yankees. Sorry about that. Wait. So do you have your dad's World Series ring?
I do. I've got 9 1949 baseballs.
How cool is it? Is that like your prized possession?
I know.
Like, of all your golf stuff, is that your thing? Your dad's World Series ring?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Adam, if I was home, you'd see my office. I have my dad's 53 Detroit Tiger uniform displayed behind me, and I've got 4 of his game-used bats and some really cool memorabilia. So my stuff's in a closet somewhere. I got my dad's stuff and my kids' stuff on the walls.
That's amazing. Did your dad play golf at all? Because a lot of baseball players at golf. I don't know if back then that was a thing. Was that a thing back then?
Not when he was playing professionally, but then as a kid, that's kind of how I started. He would sneak off every once in a while and play. He wasn't very good. And I was like, Dad, where are we going? Let me go. I want to go. And he eventually wound up taking me because I just bugged the shit out of him until he took me.
All right. So how old were you when you first stepped foot on the range of the course?
Probably about 12.
Okay. Did you have a natural swing, or did you have to work on that? Like, did it come naturally?
I didn't know it was work. I was looking for something that would help me become a professional athlete. I was thinking to be baseball, but Adam, we had church league ball. It was six games in the summer, and that was it. And for a kid like me, that wasn't nearly enough.
You needed more.
I did. And so the golf, I could I was one of those weird kids. You said you're a dad, and I didn't mind being by myself. So I started playing golf with my mom's clubs and just walking around all day chasing whitey and going left and right and all over the place. And I didn't think that it was hard. I just thought this was fun.
But there had to be some levels of frustration. How did you manage as a 12-year-old, growing up, going from the boy to a man, right? And let's talk about it. Golf is a frustrating sport. It is a repetition. It is muscle memory. You have to course correct all the time. Even as a young kid, how did that idea of training your body and mind help discipline, like give you discipline? Curious about this.
Adam, I never looked at it like that.
Hmm.
I looked at it like this is a sport and I'm going to get good at it. So when you're a kid and you're learning how to shoot baskets and you can't hoop at all. And you start figuring it out, your body changes, you get stronger, things happen.
Interesting. So when did it click for you when you're like, you know what, I'm kind of good at this?
Well, it's interesting because there's this one time I'll never forget. I was about 13 years old and everything just went right. The ball just flew high and straight. And I'm like, how the hell did I do that?
How do I do it again?
I can't wait to do it again. And Adam, it took me like 3 weeks to hit one more shot like that. But I was absolutely obsessed at that point.
What about the short game? You're just driving the shit out of the ball. Like, did you like?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's other elements of this game, right? I got to work on my short game. I got to work on my pitching and putting. Did you have a mentor on the course? Was there? I'm thinking of like a Happy Gilmore movie. The guy with the one arm.
Yeah.
Did you have somebody out there that was showing you? Were you all self-taught? Were you self-taught?
I was self-taught. When I was 15, I was gripping the club like this, basically like a baseball bat, like my dad would have taught me. And a guy moved me in with the overlap grip, and it took me probably 3-4 days on the range of swinging with this new grip and watching the ball queer out to the right and go out to the right. And I was like, you're killing me, man. How am I going to get better? And then all of a sudden, it just cooked.
It just cooked. So you grew up playing on public courses in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Somehow that turned into a 25-year, career. When did the dream actually start feeling real to you? Was there that moment when you're like, wait a minute, I belong here?
Wow, that's really interesting. So when you're in college and you're an All-American, you're hot shit. And all the coaches talk to you and kiss your ass and then all this stuff. And then you get on tour and Adam, this is what it looked like. My first range session, I was hitting balls between Curtis Strange, who was the leading money winner on the tour last year when I was in college, and Tom Watson, who'd won 5 majors at the time.
2 legends, right?
They didn't give a damn about me being an All-American.
No.
No.
You're
no.
But did you feel that you
I
belong
got
there?
to tell you this story.
Please, yes,
Adam,
stories.
I got to tell you the story. We're at Pebble Beach. It's dumping rain. It's 45 degrees out. And this is my first opportunity to play on tour. And I'm so excited that because at Pebble Beach, they basically mowed the polo field. So there's no range. You're hitting balls in the grass like this, and it's raining. I get this spot right behind Curtis Strange. My first swing, I hit like this far behind the ball. I fucking Picasso the back of his white Nike sweater.
You just splattered him.
Oh, it's just like, what I wanted to say to him is like, let it dry, and you'll just be able to flake it off. But dude, he just stunk-eyed me. Turned around like, what
Who is this kid?
Are you doing out here? Yeah.
That did deter you, right? Like you just kept going there, right? And we talk about it like golf is so competitive out there, and like you're a blue collar kid, right? Like that's who you are. What did you have to do to outwork or outlearn just to stay in the game?
That's a great question because no one called me and said, "Hey, Jay, we hope you have a great career. Like, here's what you have to do. Here's where you need to go. Here's how you have to play." It's really trial and error. You try to hang close with your buddies from college and the people that you know, and you get out there. And the biggest thing is trying to figure the golf courses out. Like, what's this course like? Where am I? And Adam, we didn't have the internet.
No. You didn't have
We
the
didn't
range.
have
You didn't have all
cell
these range
phones.
finders. You didn't have all these
No,
GPS
none of that
located
stuff. No,
exact shot technology. It
no,
was all by eye and feel, right?
no, bro. One time I fly into Washington, D.C. to play in the Kemper Open at Congressional. I'm staying in a Red Roof Inn, and it's in Maryland somewhere. It's an hour and a half away because I don't know where Congressional is, and I'm trying to stay at a cheap place and renting a car, and I got a map open that's upside down. I'm driving around. I wound up staying in 3 different places that week because I couldn't stay an hour and a half from the golf
No,
course.
you need to
There's
be
no way.
close. You got
Yeah,
you got to be close. Have you watched that Owen Wilson show on Apple TV, Stick?
I have.
Right? How real? How
It's pretty
real? How,
cool.
how real is that? Like that story? Like, does that sit with you at all? Like, do you resonate with his story?
There are pieces of it that do. I mean, they
Living in his
modify the
trailer.
stuff for TV and try to make it look good, but when you're good at something and you show that you're gonna just stick through this thing and you're gonna keep at it, you're there every day, people notice.
Yeah.
And when I was being a dad and being able to tell my daughters, it's like when you hang in there and you do things, people pay attention and they're there to try to help. There are angels along the way, Adam.
Oh, I
It
amen to
sounds
that.
corny and all
No, I
this
agree with you.
BS, but it's true.
I mean, that's the story of my success too. It's like it's about real relationships. It's about karma. It's about showing up, and most importantly, you hit the nail on the head, Jay. It's consistency. There's going to
Yeah.
be, and I think golf's a great analogy to life. You get out there, you take your reps. You can have your great days, your bad days, your shitty days. But if you keep showing up in the long run, you're going to be a winner. What did that first win? What did that first tour win feel like?
Oh man, it
Let's
was
take it back. When was it? Set it
unbelievable.
up for us.
I was in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and we finished the tournament. I made about a 15-footer on the 18th hole to get into a playoff. And then we played 2 holes, and it got so dark that I had to go back to the hotel, recheck in, and come out in the morning. And I was like, "Really?
Momentum.
We're
Your
gonna go
momentum was
5
shot.
days here?" Yeah, yeah.
What did that win feel like?
I can't even explain to you. It's almost like every bone in my body and every muscle went from like a 10 to just like this 2. And I was so relaxed mentally through the whole week. I just had this sense, this was going to be my tournament
It's
and
yours.
putts were going in and I got a few breaks here and there. And then I came out the next morning and the guy I played with hit a terrible tee shot.
Like, I got
And
this.
I put it on the green and 2-putted from like 40 feet. And I'm like, just get this ball in the hole as soon as I
It
can.
was yours. It was yours. So how do you? What's the process to prepare mentally, to lock in, to focus, and do you continue that now? And how do you teach that? Let's give us
Yeah, and Adam,
give us some secret
you hit the
sauce
nail
here.
on the head. Yeah, this is all about processes. You have to be so Xander Schauffele and his dad came out with these 3 great keys where you commit to your shot, you execute your shot, and this is the hardest one, and this is why I use this middle finger.
He's sold up. For anyone
You have
listening at
to
home, he's got the middle
accept your
finger.
shot.
You have to accept your shot. And let's break down
Yeah.
that last one. What does that mean? Accept your shot.
Yeah. So you stand over a 3-foot putt, Adam, and my make percentage in my career was like 99.7.
You're gonna hit that 3-footer.
It's like
You got to
there are
close.
times when you miss them and you're like, I know I can do this. Give me another chance. But one of the hardest things about golf is how do you play well and perform when you need it? It's not like the driving range. I have a bunch of balls here, wide open field. I got 1 ball, water everywhere I look. I got to hit this shot, and it's got to count.
Got to count. So let's get into some fun stuff here. You've competed alongside legends. You've lived inside the world most fans will never see. What's one behind the ropes moment from the tour that people will be shocked that actually happened? And we could protect the names of the innocent here.
Oh yeah, I won't protect the names of the innocent. I'm going to tell you. So my 4th tournament on tour, I'm paired with Johnny Miller and Hale Irwin. Now, Johnny was 4th on the all-time money list, and Hale was 11th. And I had made 3 of my first 4 cuts. I hadn't even made $15,000 in my career. These guys are in the millions.
Right.
I get up on the first hole at Bay Hill. It's a par 5 back in the day, and I hole about an 80-footer for eagle.
Oof, you're getting close.
Hale Irwin comes up out of this thing, and he's like pissed.
Who is this guy?
And I'm like, what's your problem? Why are you into my game? Like, what's it? Yep. So whatever. Get to the next hole, hit it on the green. I make my par, and there's just tension in here. Johnny Miller's got his collar popped. He's got his pants pulled up uncomfortably too high, and he just has this aura about him that's just. And Hale just wants to bite my face off.
Why?
So I go to this third hole at Bay Hill. I pull my second shot. It looks like it's either going to be really good or it's going to go in the water. It hits the hill, goes in the water. I turn to my caddy. I'm like, damn, I can't believe. Hale's right there. And he says, your ball never crossed the hazard. You have to hit it from right here. I'm like, are you assuming I don't know the rules?
You talking to me?
And I'm also like, go F yourself.
Anyway, I belong to be. I'm here for a reason.
I know the rules. I'm not going to cheat. Put it down, hit it in the middle of the green. I've got about a 30-footer for bogey. Don't make it. But Adam, while I'm putting this bogey putt, I'm down behind my ball. I'm looking. Hale's caddy walks between me and my ball.
That's faux pas.
That is an unwritten law. You do not do that.
You don't cross streams.
So I'm pissed. And these guys are trying to, like, you have to stake your claim and you have to stay up and stay strong. And so I roll this ball up there. It doesn't go in. I tap it in, double bogey. As I'm walking off the green, Hale's caddy's right in front of me. I stick my putter in the back pocket of his pants and I yank it as hard as I can. He turns around and I go, you're going to give me room today, or else I'm going to hit you in the head with this putter. Like, I may not be able to make my putts with this putter, but I will beat you in the head with this putter if you don't give me room.
Old school golf right here.
And dude, he just caved. He's like, what are you talking about, man? But I said, you know damn very good and well what I'm talking about. And if you do that again, I'm going to whip your ass.
Jeez, you're like the Happy Gilmore out there, man. You're like, don't mess with me.
Adam,
hold your ground.
All I have in my head is I'm kicking Hale Irwin's ass today.
Yeah. And actually motivated you. You flipped it. You're like, all right, you're gonna mess with me. All right, let's break game on. Game on, Hale Irwin.
Here we go. So Adam, the last hole, I got him by 3 strokes. I crushed my drive 100 yards past him. I was long. I didn't hit him in the fairway very often, but I hit one this time. And I'm looking back there and I'm kind of swinging my 7-iron, just get a little feel. And Hale hits this shot. Back with the old equipment, you knew the way the ball flew and the sound it made. He didn't hit it well. And this ball's headed out into the water, drops into the pond, walk up to my bag. I stick my 7 back in, and I start walking back towards Hale. And my caddy goes, dude, where are you going? I go, I got to make sure Hale knows his ball didn't cross the hazard, and he's got to hit it from right back here.
Touche. How'd he take that one?
Karma, bro.
How'd he take that one?
Not well. In fact, when I got within about 50 yards of him, he hit one right over my head and it went right in the water again.
Oh,
I was like,
well, it's the mind
my
games.
job is done here.
All right, let's talk about Arnie here, right? Like you have an unforgettable moment with Arnold Palmer telling you to take your hat off. Why did that stick with you for life? And what did that teach you about respect, presence, and humility? First of all, Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer was my hero.
And he actually created the Arnold Palmer. Let's be real about that.
Yeah, it's the Arnold Palmer Invitational. So the great Arnold Palmer invites me to play in this tournament, right? So I play like second round.
Keep talking. I'm going to show you something. Keep talking. I can hear you. Keep talking.
For sure. And I'm in the top 10, top 12, something like that. I'm on the big leaderboard, and I'm sitting with my cap on in this beautiful player dining facility. It's got just all the spread. It's got the whole everything there. I'm sitting by myself, my head's down, and I feel this big paw come on my shoulder. And I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Mr. Palmer. Again, I got my hat on, so I set my fork down and I got my napkin in my hand, and I'm like, Mr. Palmer, thank you so much, first of all, for inviting me. Second of all, the spread, the tournament,
First
it's
class.
so cool, man. Thanks so much. Adam, he grabs me like the nuns used to grab me when I get in trouble
Just
and pulls me close, and he's like, "Let me ask you something. Do you wear that damn hat in your home?" And, I'm dumb as hell. I said, "Yes, sir, Mr. Palmer, I sure do." He says, "Damn it, stop doing that and take it off. Show me some respect. A man does not wear his hat in another man's home." And I was like, "Oh, yank it off." I'm like, "Holy shit, man.
oops.
What? Oh, okay." He taps me on the shoulder and says, "Good luck. I hope you win this damn thing." I sit down and now, Adam, bright red, feel like an idiot. I got a plate full of food I don't want to eat. And now I'm looking around. I'm hoping, I hope nobody saw any of this, you know? So up comes Jeff Sluman and Willie Wood, two buddies of mine. And they're like, "Hey, the king got you, didn't he?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I didn't know about my hat." I was like, I thought he was going to tell me nice playing. He told, and they go, "Yeah, he got us yesterday too."
Ball busting.
So that was the way he did it, though. And there was some degree of kindness in it because he could have just blown me up, kicked me out, and he knew we didn't know any better,
Right. You knew you're a kid.
Yeah. And
Ah.
and when someone like AP does that,
Uh,
sticks with you the rest of your life.
Did you have a chance to play around with him at all?
I did. I got to play with him 3 times. It was Adam, I walked up to the tee. I could have probably done 100 push-ups. My adrenaline was at a 10. I was like, I didn't know if I should genuflect or if I should, like, kiss the ring.
And
It was like playing golf with royalty.
did it elevate you? How'd you play those rounds?
I played great. It did.
And
I was heightened exactly what you I was like, I'm gonna kill it. I'm out here to
was
show off for the king,
was he,
all this
but
stuff.
was he the type? Is he a talker? Will he talk to you while you're playing? Will he like give you?
He was.
Yeah, he engages. He's
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I,
About everything.
I gotta show.
Everything.
I
You
got.
wouldn't believe it.
Hey everybody, Adam here from the Podcast. Today's podcast is brought to you by the team at Fountain. Fountain is your full-service frontline workforce management platform. I have to tell you, Fountain's offerings are some of the most robust I've seen for any product in the space. They offer full solutions for hiring, managing, and retention. They are truly a one-stop shop focused on the frontline workforce. They also create informative content using their data. For example, they analyze a bunch of data from their fast food chains and created a trend report you could download now on their website. They also have a new ebook out called Frontline Voices. There's a lot to dive into. Certainly check it out. And you can learn more at fountain.com, linked in the show notes. Thank you.
I got to show you this. I've had it on my shelf. A couple of years ago, we were in a thrift shop in upstate New York, and I saw this bottle on the shelf.
Oh, it's from the Bob Hope. Oh yeah.
The Jim Beam.
Is it full of whiskey?
No, it's empty. Look at the back of this on the Country Club. This is when I bought it for $10. $10.
That's awesome.
And I love this bottle so much. The 14th annual. It was Jim Beam, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I love this bottle. It's the most gorgeous thing I have. It's like my prize. And then one day in the city, I'm walking in New York City, and I'm walking past this kind of like thrift shop, like a cool thrift shop. And I see this logo, the Bob Hope logo, on a hat for the Bob Hope Classic. And I bought that like literally a week later. I was like, are you kidding me? So now I have the hat and the
what
bottle.
What are the odds of that happening?
No, it's absolutely crazy. So back to this. I just need to share that with somebody. I knew you would appreciate that. So
yeah. Those decanters were a huge deal back in the day. They were full of whiskey, and people would pay to play in the pro-ams, and they got those as gifts.
It's got the whole seal on it.
No,
I wonder if it smells. I'm not going to
open
it. I love this thing. Like literally, it's one of my favorite. And I have tons of memorabilia here. I got concert posters. I got my Shea Stadium seats over here. But this bottle is up there. And I got to ask you, out of all the players you've been around, who surprised you the most as a human being and not just as a golfer?
Oh, that's a great question. Jack Nicklaus, without question.
My dad loves him.
So Jack wrote the foreword of my book, and people say, "How in the hell did you get Jack Nicklaus to write the foreword of your book?" And I said, I asked him. And he goes, "Jay, I'd be glad to do it. When do you need it by?" And so I got to play golf in college with his oldest son, Jackie. I went to UCLA. He went to North Carolina, so we played a lot together. Barbara Nicholas has sent me a christening gift for the birth of all four of my daughters.
Class act.
Are you kidding me? Who does that? She is the rock of that family. And I had Jack on my show a couple of times. Adam, he's talked to us. He talks to me just like you and I are with just another guy hanging out
Just a regular.
and is humble and gracious as you can imagine.
You know what I found, and you could definitely attest to this. I've had some pretty well known folks on my show too, and I'm a nobody, right? I'm just a podcaster. I'm just a recruiter, right? I have found the more successful or well known in the universe somebody is, the nicer
Yeah,
because they care, they give
pretty
back,
crazy.
they get it. That is just such a cool quality. And also, here's the other fun thing. They remember people's names that the good ones. They remember people's names that they met because they know how much it means to them when someone famous can be like, "Hey Jay, I remember meeting you," and you're like, "Remember me?" Right? Like
And
that's
I got picked to do it on Fox National Golf Team. So I did TV for 5 years. We were awful. But Stan Musial, before he died, started the Musial Awards in St. Louis. And the first recipient was Arnold Palmer. I sent him a handwritten note and said, Mr. Palmer, I'm trying to do this stuff for Fox Sports. Would you mind if I get a camera and I'd like to interview you? He goes, Jay, anything you want. Now, Adam, I don't even show people this interview because he died about a month later. He looked terrible.
yeah.
But we sat down and he's like, Jay, how you doing? How's your game? What's going on? I always love coming to St. Louis. It seems like a cool town. Just like you said, so engaging.
Class act. That's what it's
Yeah.
about. All right, let's get
Yeah.
into the book here. Your memoir is called "You Wouldn't Believe Me If I Told You." First of all, I love it. First, I'd love to ask, what did you learn about yourself in the process of writing the book? The actual process of sitting down. What did you like? What was that like for you?
Just how lucky I was. You know, the title says it all, Adam. All of these situations, there's no way I'm sitting in these room with Arnold Palmer. There's no way I'm playing golf with Sean Connery. There's no way Steven Stills offers me cocaine on like the 15th hole. This just doesn't happen. I'm just a hillbilly from North County in St. Louis, and I'm playing with all these who's of their spaces. It was just
Steven,
so fortunate. I got so fortunate. Dude, my life could have gone a lot of different ways. And I'm just grateful, and I don't want it to stop.
After the show, you're sending me a book. I'm going to read the book, and I'm going to hand it over to my dad as soon as I'm done reading it. He's gotta read this.
100%. Actually, you give me your address and your dad's. I'll send both.
All right. There's a story. Was there a story in the book that was hard for you to write emotionally, or one that made you think no one's going to believe this? Like, let's get into the good stuff here.
The stuff about my dad. So my dad died about 25 years ago, and he played in the big leagues. When in the offseason, Adam, they had other jobs.
Yeah,
he
they
was
worked.
like a handyman, a carpenter, and he wasn't any good at
They're
any
not
of
getting
those.
$750 million Juan Soto contracts. That's not happening.
Here's how it went after the Yankees won the World Series in '49. Art Richmond, who was a GM for the Yankees, calls my dad in and says, Jimmy, we want you to play for the Yankees next year. And my dad says, Art, this is like a dream come true for me. I want to play for the Yankees for the rest of my career. And he goes, we're going to pay you $5,000. And my dad said, Art, is that negotiable at all? And he goes, yeah, take it or leave it. That was it. My dad's like, well, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm playing for the Yankees.
But the Yankees voted my dad a full share of their winning, and he bought my mom's wedding ring with that.
What a full circle moment right there.
How cool is that?
God, the marriage is sponsored by the New York Yankees.
Right. And Joe DiMaggio's virus. Otherwise, my dad doesn't even get it.
Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? So if a young athlete or professional reads your book, what's that lesson you want them to hit them in the gut?
I want them to know that golf is the greatest sport of all time, and it just it raises money. So, Adam, the PGA Tour raises more money every year than Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, and the NHL combined.
Really?
It's gonna be
What?
$400 or $500 million this year.
Is that because of the corporate?
Jack Nicklaus and Barbara Nicklaus alone started this thing called Play Yellow. It's an initiative where Jack wore yellow on Sundays because this young man had cancer. Since 2004, they've raised over $300 million. Just Jack and Barbara.
That's incredible.
Children's hospitals. Just not too long ago, we watched the Phoenix Open, and it's the gong show out there, Adam. The 16th hole is I made a hole in one out there back in the 90s. Got the beer shower, the whole thing. But that tournament, as crazy as it is, raises over $20 million each year for the Valley in the Phoenix area. And so I hope the book is a tribute to golf.
Oh,
It's just it shines a light on golf and what it can do for some young boy or young girl somewhere, anywhere that reads it.
I got to ask you this. So I was traveling a couple of weeks ago and I'm flipping around on the TV and I see the TGL, this indoor golf league. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, right? Like, and the fans are on top of it. The course is changing, the topography of it. And I see Tiger Woods, his team comes out versus the other team and they're talking smack to each other. And I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. What are your as a golf purist? What are your thoughts? Is this good for the game? Is it bringing in a new audience? Like, are we messing too much with perfection?
No, it's great for the game. I love the fact that you love that.
Have you tried it?
I would like to have someone. Oh yeah, not in the SoFi Center down there.
That's sick. It's incredible.
It is super
cool. The whole
cool.
thing rotates.
I'd like to have some.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, idiot like me with a big mouth being involved in that and betting them and saying, "Hey, Rory, I bet you $20,000 you can't hit it within inside of 10 feet here. And if he hits it, it goes to charity. If he misses it, it goes to my charity," or something like that, just to get a little more engagement with the guys. Because I think it's great theater for them to get to show people's personalities and that there is some smack going on while people play golf.
It's fun, and it's bringing in an entirely new audience of these young game, because it's combining the gaming element to it. Like how do you bring them back into the game? It's good for the sport. I mean, are you seeing generally a lot more young folks getting back on the green though, like getting out there?
Definitely,
the sport's still thriving.
Adam, our numbers ridiculous levels, and
women,
people first thought it was because of COVID, but it's been amazing.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I'm gonna get my kids out there. So I want to talk a little bit of what I love about the book, Golf as a Metaphor for Life. And you often say golf mirrors life. Of all those lessons that the game teaches, patience, discipline, resilience, which one do you think people most struggle with?
Failure. No question about it. And your podcast is about success and what breeds success. And listen, I don't have any success without the failures. If you're not able, Adam, to pick your ass up off the ground, and how many times is the number? It doesn't matter. As many times as it takes, because down in those valleys is where you learn about yourself. It's where it takes guts and grit and some sweat and tears and like, I am not giving up. I am not quitting. I'm going to figure this thing out. When things are going well, people are kissing your ass and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm great," whatever. It's those lows, man. It's those lows.
You know what, Jay? You know what I say, and I didn't make this up. I wish I did. But the treasure's in the shit pit, right?
Yeah.
The treasure's in the shit pit of life. It's those moments of resilience. It's those moments when you're at the bottom. And I've been saying this since day one. There's no stronger foundation than rock bottom. And we all hit rock bottom at some point in our life. Because you know what? You're going to build from that. And you're going to build resilience. But if you're not learning from those mistakes, that's the failure. The real failure is if you don't learn from it, or if you repeat the same mistakes, right? Like,
right.
That's what it's all about. So let me ask you this. There's something powerful about calling a penalty on yourself in golf, right? It's like the accountability piece here. Why is that such a strong metaphor for integrity and in business and in leadership today?
Well, it's tied directly into money, first of all. And when you're a professional golfer, your standing is on the money list. So if you can make more of that, you're going to have a better position next year. You're going to get into more events. Your world ranking is going to be higher. Things like that. It's the ultimate reason that golf is so cool, because you have to look yourself in the mirror and go, did you honor the game today or did you take advantage of it?
Mm.
And that's weird. And people might say, like, what are you, some zealot? What are you? And I'm not. I'm just like everybody else. But Adam, when I was a kid, I had this situation. It was marginal. I didn't call it official. I just said, screw it. I don't think I did anything wrong. I'm gonna go with it. I come out on Sunday and I fill up my pants because I'm still thinking, I don't know, man. I think I took advantage of the rules and I did something I shouldn't have done.
It's man, like when I think about integrity, I mean, I can think about so many situations when, listen, doing the right thing is the right thing all the time, and it's a hard decision to make. But when you make the right decision, even if it hurts in that moment, even for a short term, you're going to look back and you could live with that decision. You could live with yourself. I didn't screw anybody over. I didn't like, make someone. I didn't step on someone else's head. I didn't do something wrong to climb to where I'm going. And I could look back on my life and say, you know what? I did things the right way. So, Jay, what do you hope people say when your day comes? What do you want people to say about Jay Delsing when they look back on your career and in your life? What do you want them to say?
Oh man. I guess that I honored the sport and that what I tried to do was get more people involved in it because it's been great to me. My 4 daughters went to private schools and, all these things that I didn't necessarily deserve. Um, it's giving. When there's sick kids in the community, people don't go play flag football to raise money for it. They go play golf.
Mm,
And these golf tournaments that you're watching on TV all leave money in the communities that they come from. So the Phoenix Open's building hospitals down there because the game's gotten popular there. And that I honored that. Yeah.
I
That I just made it maybe just this much better because I was a part of it. I was a part of something way bigger than myself, and I cared.
I love it. What keeps you up at night these days?
That's a great question. My what keeps me up at night, I'm trying to keep the old man away. So I'm going to the gym 5 days a week, and we know the old man, undefeated.
You can't
It's
beat 'em.
like when Mother Nature decides to play through, everybody get the fuck out of the way. Here she comes. We got to do whatever she does. Yeah, and the same thing with this. I feel like I've been the luckiest person, and I don't want it to end. So I want to stay healthy. I want to stay involved. I want to stay, even if it's just a tiny bit relevant, Adam. I want to still keep doing this.
And you've reinvented. I love it, Jay. You've lived the full arc, man. Right? Player, broadcaster, author, father, husband. Jay Delsing, at this stage of your life, how do you define success?
Being authentic. I used to try to figure out how to make my shit look like everybody's else, how to fit in. If you listen to my show, we're not teaching somebody how to hit a 5 iron. We're telling stories, Adam. I had Wayne Gretzky on my show, and his dad, Walter, had just passed. And he shared stuff with me I had no thought that he would talk about. And I'm like, how cool is that? The great one. I mean, he
Gretzky.
left the NHL, had like 72 records. And
Unbelievable.
so it's just being authentic. I don't want my show to be like anybody else's. It's not like what you hear on XM. And if you come on the show and you tell me, hey, I had the greatest cheeseburger yesterday, I'm going to be like, Adam, tell me about it. I know. Where was it?
I could tell you.
What made it so good?
I could tell you about
Was the
cheeseburgers.
bun toasted? I don't know. I want to know.
I could talk about cheeseburgers all day long. It's my.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm going to throw a couple of bonus ones off the cuff here.
Yeah.
You're on death row. What's your last meal, Jay?
Oh, God. So, Adam, I haven't been able to eat red meat for a while because I had some weird reaction. I definitely want a steak. I want a steak. I want a big fat steak. I want it rare. I want a great bottle of red that's And then you probably should throw some potato on there because I love like French fries. I've never met a French fry I don't like. And then I want a big cookie the size of my head, which is substantial. And I want a lot of chocolate chips and nuts and stuff in there. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm a chocolate chip slut. I love chocolate chip cookies, man. I am. My kids call me the Cookie Monster. I will eat all their cookies.
Never found a cookie I didn't like.
Favorite guest you've had on your show and why?
Barbara Nicholas.
Why?
Because first of all, I couldn't figure out how to stay married. I never got to be number one in the world. I got to like just inside the top 50, which nobody cares about who's number 2, much less 50. So let's be real. But I wanted to know, how'd you keep the band together? How did you make this cool for Jack? And how did you guys stay together? And she talks about how she will mentor tour wives and say, look, golf is hard. Marriage is hard. Don't think about golf. Think about your husband first and be a good partner first. I'm like, really? Who does that in today's world? Everybody's out to try to get theirs. So listen to this. My co-host is Danny McLaughlin. 4 Emmys, used to broadcast for the Cardinals, all sorts of cool stuff. The show is ending. She's 83 years old, and she calls him Paul. And then we hang up, we record the whole thing, and I'm like, oh, who cares? She gets the biggest hall pass on anything she wants.
We're good.
Right? My phone rings 20 seconds later, and it's Barbara. She's like, dear Lord Jay, why I called Danny Paul, I have no idea, but please tell him I'm sorry.
That is the definition of a class act and leading by example. Jay Delsing. I want to thank you so much for joining me. We could talk for hours here. I can't wait to see you.
Oh, dude, I'm anytime. I appreciate you. I can't believe we got to go. This is great.
This is a good one. I want everyone, please check out jdelsinggolf.com. Follow him across social media. Check out the show, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're going to link it all up there. What's your favorite place to connect with people?
Probably LinkedIn. It's more of a business setting, and I suck at social media. I really do. Like my daughters are like, Dad, where are you? What are you eating? Send me a picture of your food. I'm like, no,
don't Instagram
I'm going to eat my food, and I don't care about sending you any pictures of any of that stuff.
Jay Delsing on the podcast. Unbelievable. Folks, if this show meant something to you, leave a review. Rating, sharing means caring. It goes a long way. You know where to find out more at thepodcast.com. Follow us on all our social media channels. This will be up on YouTube once we get it up soon. Remember, folks, be good to yourself, be better to others, and catch us next week for another great episode of the podcast. Take care, everybody.
Wisdom is forever, but for us, it's time to go. Thank you for joining us. Luckily, we'll be back with our next episode soon, jam-packed with more incredible humans. Thank you for listening, subscribing, and sharing. To join the conversation, search the podcast on LinkedIn. And to catch up on past episodes and more info, please visit www.thepodcast.com.